Hi everyone, it's Debbie with BookAndBuJo. Today I want to go over all of my yearly challenges that I am taking part in. So let's go ahead and see how I'm doing on all of my challenges here. My bookcases are shaping up nicely. I did get an extra piece of paper in here because I'm already on the end of here and it's not even May yet. And so I still have May and June that I need to fit in this section before I move over to this side. Okay, so the family reading challenge. This one is to read 1 to 2 books per month off of my shelves. So I have not quite gotten there. I did read 2 in January. I read 1 in February. I started some in March and I started some in April, but I have not finished any of those. So yeah, I need to work on this one. So I mean, 12 to 24 books in the year. So hopefully I can catch up a little bit on that. Let's see. Oh, and then we have my book bingo. And this is to read whatever books I have on here. And then I would put in the book covers here and hopefully get a bingo. I'm getting there. So I've read 7. And I did get all the book covers in there, which is good. But no bingo yet. We'll see. I'll keep reading. And some of these books are on my physical shelf. So hopefully that'll help as well with my family challenge. Okay, so reading challenges. Here's some more. We've got the 26 series in 2026. So I've read, the green ones are for this year. I've read 4 out of this section. So I need to work on that a little bit. 26 and 2026. I'm actually doing really well on this one. I've read 10 already out of 26. So I have 16 left. That's pretty darn good. And I know I have at least, so I'm currently reading this one. This one is on my May TBR. I was thinking there was one other one, but I guess it's just that one. So this one is on my May TBR. So that's 2 more that I could finish by the end of May, which is wonderful. My chunky reads also doing really well. So the ones here on the bottom shelf are kind of like the extras because I just have the 13 and then I've just added on any books that I have read on top of this that are over 600 pages. So out of the ones I want to read, I've already read 7. So there's only, well, actually, I think these 2 were, this one's an extra. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, so Direbound and these 2 are extra and above the 13 that I had originally on here. I've read 4 out of the 13 books so far, and then I've read an additional 6 on top of that. So that's pretty good. And I don't think I have any of those coming up. I don't. So none of those are on my May TBR. My D20, let's see, I think I've only read the 1 so far. No Fairy Tale, I did read that one. Okay, so I did read this one, which is good. So I've got 2 of them off of there. Nonfiction, I've only read 1. I've been reading nonfiction, just not these ones. We'll see how it goes. There's a couple that I'm seeing on here that like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get to those at all in the year. We'll see. I may want to swap them for something else. There's, yeah, at least 2 of them on here that I kind of don't want to read anymore. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe 3 of them. Classics, again, I've only gotten 2 of those, but I do have some of these coming up in the future, just not in May. Oh, actually, The Wind in the Willows is for the Hardcore Literature Book Club, and that one's for the summertime, so that one I will be reading fairly soon. Okay, year in Aeldia, I'm doing really good. I've got 1 book from March that I haven't completed yet, and then the 2 May books, so I'm getting there. Buzzword, I'm doing really well. I'm all caught up through April, and same with TBR Knockout, except for the blueprint, which I did finally get access to, so I need to read that one. Our Fantasy Bingo, of course, this is I should put that in here, the 2025 to 2026 one. I still need to put the 2026 to 2027 one in here. Horror Bingo Readathon, I'm doing really well. I have 10 books left to read, which is great. And I think I have at least 1, maybe 2 books that I had on here, I have on my May TBR. So yay, making good progress there. Year of Goober. Oh, I did finish this one as well. other side. So I'm all caught up for April on that one. Read Down my Kindle, I am doing really well on that. So these ones are owned books as well. So I am reading down my owned TBR, just not the physical one. But yeah, doing really well on this one. Let's see, 52 Book Club. I still need to get in here and really dig in and see what I've already read and what fits. I started doing that and I did get a few. I do still need to print one of the book covers here, but I'm getting there. I have at least 10 done already. I would like to be a little further along at this point, but I think I will be okay once I dig in and figure out what I'm going to read. Oh, that's why. So I knew for Readathon, I needed a book by Joe Hill. And I'm like, why am I thinking of this? Like, I had put a couple on my library holds, and I'm like, why do I have these on here? And it's because of this one. It's an author related to another author, which is prompt number 30, and prompt 31 is author related to author in prompt 30. So it's the two of them. So I already read a Stephen King book, which was 11/22/63. So that's why I have the Joe Hill on there. And I think it's his other son's name, Owen King. I think that's right. I could be wrong. But he has some books out too. And I think there's somewhere they write some books together, which would be kind of interesting. Okay, and then this one, I decided to switch this to Herkiad 2026 to 2027, and I'll probably just keep the bingo board on here. And then I'm going to put my Our Fantasy Bingo for 2026 here. Once Upon a Year Readathon, I'm doing pretty good. I've got half the April ones done. I'm still waiting for Strange Houses to come in my library. I'm currently reading Fairest. I do have a book planned for the word garden seed or bloom in the title, but it's not on my TBR yet, so I haven't gotten there. I do have a photo of something new I'm growing. I have some basil and some ginger that is growing. I did do the riddle on Discord. And then share a book rec for one of April's prompts. Well, that's easy. So flowers, leaves, or greenery on the cover. I did read Rainbow Valley by Lucy Maud Montgomery, and that worked great for it. You could also, there's so many that you could use for this. Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews was amazing if you like horror. And Fresh Start, New Beginnings, Second Chances. So Time Capsule by Jonathan Mass. It is a short story, and it's actually very interesting. I was about halfway through, and I'm like, this better end well. Since it's such a short story, it was really building up well. I'm like, please don't be a disappointment at the end. And I think it did end really well. It ended very interestingly. So I liked it. I thought it was really good, and I would recommend that one. The book has plants, garden, or farming elements in the book. And I do have The River Has Roots by Amar El Motar. That worked well for that. And then translated or set in another country, I have Strange Houses by Uketsu. And a debut or new to you author. So for a debut, but also a new to me author, was Immortal Gifts by Catherine Villiard. That one was really good. It was really interesting. It's basically about vampires and the gifts that they get when they become a vampire. It was really good. For Main Character Begins a Journey, I have Fairest by Marissa Meyer. That is also a villain origin story. Published in the last 90 days, The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. I did read that one. That, of course, was the village read for this chapter. And then A Book with the Map, Gaunts of the Weirdwood by R.J. Barker. So you can take all of those for a book rec for any of April's prompts. And then we have TBRathon. So I'm mainly focusing on just Lost in the Library game, but I am kind of going through and seeing what I can find for some of these others. So for TBR Explorer, I do have 6 things picked out already, and I was trying to do 3 of each of the different sections, and I know that's you're basically just picking out 12 qualities for your homemade adventure. So you may have 1 from here, 2 from here, 3 from here, 1 from here. You know, you can kind of pick and choose. But I've been kind of going 3 from each, and then from there I can figure out where I want to go. So we'll see where I end at the end of the year for that. And then Map of Stories, I am working on this one as well. So I've made it through the Old Growth Forest, which I did mark that off, but I do want to color that in just so I know. I also made it through the Austin Abbey, and there was one other one that I have done. Oh, Icefire Peaks is the other one that I have finished, and that one's way over here. So I have gotten through 3 of the different sections there. I do need to figure out which books fit what for April. Oh, April is The Whispering Well. Let's see. I finished Child Protagonist, and that was A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I finished Child on the Cover, and that was Rainbow Valley by Lucy Maud Montgomery. And then I also finished Booktuber Recommendation, which was The Last Embers by A.R. Shaw. So I did complete The Whispering Well, and that was a middle grade. And I tried to pick mostly middle grade books. Now, The Last Embers is a little more YA, but it was still good. And then for TBR Explorer, I've gotten 1 to 4 of the main categories done, and I did land on manga graphic novel for May, so I'll have that one done. And then I still have my TBR 2026 goal, Cozy Activity and Treat Yourself. Actually, let me check that because I think I finished some of those. So I did finish the community room, and I joined Leandra's Sprints for that. I am working on my 2026 goal right now, and I did finish the movie Game Night. Oh, TBR book. I did finish that one. That one was last month. And I did get that one finished. I just hadn't colored it in. And that was in March. There we go. Much better. So I have these 3 for May, and then that one I'm finishing up here in April. And then we have the Reader's Gauntlet, and I have been starting on this one, and there are some of these that I can color in, but I'm still working on it. I'm keeping track of this one in Canva instead of my journal, just because it's a little bit easier that way. And at some point I will have to show you that one. TBR Takedown, I'm still kind of working on this one. I do have some of the books that I have read already in here. I just need to sort through it just a little bit more. Book with dual timeline, past or present structure. Oh, past present structure. I've had that one already, actually, because that's Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. That was such a good book. I love that one. So let's see. The first one, read a book cover that prominently features blue or green. And this one was green, and I read Soulbound by Bethany Adams. Read a book set in a non-Western country. I read Cobalt Red, and that was set in Africa. A book whose title is a single word. I am halfway through, so I will be done soon, with Fairest, and that is by Marissa Meyer, and that is book 4.5, I believe, in the Lunar Chronicles. Select a book that includes a map. I've had quite a few, but I went with Gods of the Weirdwood. Read the 26th book on your TBR when sorted alphabetically. Have not done that yet. I'll save that one for later. Book was recommended to you by a friend or family member. You can include your favorite booktuber as a friend for this. Well, that one's easy. I'm going to put that in here. Would be Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and that was recommended by my sister. Read a book whose title includes a number. Oh, that one's easy. I just finished it, and that is Sunday Under 3 Heads, and that's by Charles Dickens, and that was very interesting. It was almost more like a paper than it was. I mean, it was still fiction, but it felt like a political paper almost. It was very interesting. I enjoyed it. Definitely different. Read a book whose title includes a name. This can be a person's name or the name of a place or something similar. Well, that's going to be easy because it has both, actually. I will be reading Rilla of Ingleside by Lucy Maud Montgomery, and that is the last book in the Anne of Green Gables series. And that one I will finish in May. Choose a book with food or drink on the cover or in the title. Also easy because that is a midnight pastry shop called Hwalding. Although the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore would work here as well. And yeah, there's so many. So many. Read a book added to your TBR more than 3 years ago. I'm pretty sure I have some of those that I've recently read as well. So, A Darker Shade of Magic. And that's by V.E. Schwab. Pick a book with a title longer than 5 words. I have The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which I should be starting in the next couple of days. Basically, as soon as I finish Ferris, which will probably finish it today, so probably tomorrow on that one. Choose a book written by 2 or more authors. Well, that's easy. I can go with Demon's Reign that I just finished, or any of the Illuminae File books by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. That definitely works. It's Ben Galley and David Estes. Choose a book that features a school or university setting. That one, any of the Vampire Academy books work. So the Indigo Spell, I think that's the 3rd book in the Bloodlines series, and that's by Rochelle Mead. Select a book that's been adapted into a movie or TV series. There's quite a few, but I did read 11/22/63. I read a book that won a literary prize. It did win the Pulitzer Prize in 1986, and it won that for fiction, and that is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Pick a book from your TBR that includes a journey or a quest. I'm sure there's been quite a few, but I'll hold out on that one. Select a book between 200 and 350 pages. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Let's see. What have we got? What is it? 200 to 350. 380. These are 232, Rainbow Valley. 300, Elevator Quest. That would be a good one. And actually, I should use that one for includes a journey or a quest, because it's right there in the title. Elevator Quest. That was one of the NetGalley books that I got, and that was so cute. And that's by Emmanuel M. Arriaga. Okay, so back to the 200 to 350. A little, Courage is Calling. Ice Blade. Let's go with Ice Blade by J. Aspen. 286 pages. Okay, and then a book between 350 and 500 pages. 350 to 500. So we've got The Tainted Cup at 410. How about we go with Watership Down by Richard Adams at 478 pages. And then for a book over 500 pages, we have Kraken Rider Z, and that's by David Estes and Dirk Ashton, 682 pages. Choose a book with flowers on the cover. Well, I just talked about that one. That was Rainbow Valley. The River Has Roots works for this as well. That's by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Read a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter. Interesting. Let's go this way. Starts and ends with the same letter. I think this one is a little... Oh, hey, look at that. Direbound. Did I already use that one? I feel like I used that one already. Did I? I did not. So, Direbound. And that's by Sable Sorensen. And that was good too. I enjoyed that one. Choose a book that's set during a holiday or festival. I think I have one of those, but I'll have to do a little research to remind myself on that. Read a book that involves siblings. Bloodline series definitely does. There's some siblings in there. We've got any of the Anne of Green Gables books, but I don't want to use those again, so I'll have to think about that one. What else am I? Oh, the one I'm reading right now, actually, Ferris has sisters. That one could work as well, but I already used that one up here. So let me think about that one. Select the 13th book on your TBR, sorted by date added. That I will do at a later time. Pick a book with with a title in all caps or stylized as such. I think I have one of those. So we've got Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Will definitely work for that. But I have not read that yet, so I will put that in here in pencil. Choose a book by an author who shares your zodiac sign. That one I'll have to look up. Book published in a leap year. Have to look that one up too. Read a genre blend. There's so many good ones. So many good ones, but I have some. I have one picked out for May already because that's one of the Year of Goober prompts, a genre blend, and I have Heavenly Bodies by Imani Iriu. So I will put that one, actually do that one in pencil. Haven't read it yet. Choose a book with a time of day in the title. That one I'm going to have to look up as well. I don't know if I have one that I've done already. Pick the 8th most recently added book on your TBR. That again, I'll have to wait on for a little bit. Choose a book with a scene from nature on the cover. I have a lot of those. There's a lot. I'll see what one comes up maybe in June. What comes up for that one. Select a book where characters are trapped, isolated, or snowed in. Interesting. I don't know if I have one of those yet, but I feel like one of the books from the Horror Bingo Readathon will work for that one. Choose a book that intimidates you for any reason. I have one coming up. That's To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I think I've just heard so much about this one, especially like with the prose and things like that. So I'm a little, and it's a big one too, but yeah, I'm a little intimidated by this one and not sure what to expect. So I'm going to pencil that one in. War and Peace is another one I'm intimidated by, not to read it, but am I going to be able to understand it? Like, am I going to be able to get it? Like all the nuances and everything from that book. So that's another one I'm a little intimidated by. See, a book where the main character has a disability or chronic illness. I feel like I recently read one of those. I know I read a book where the author has one. I'll have to think about that one a little bit. See, read the first book in a series. I have so many, and I am going to switch Darker Shade of Magic to something else. So Gods of the Weirdwood I've already used. I feel like I have so many that I just started recently. Paladin's Grace, that would be a great one for this. And that's by T. Kingfisher. Book published in the Year of the Horse. So I do have one for 2026, so I could put The Faraway Inn here. Because I was writing down the years for the Year of the Horse. So we have 1930, 1942, again, it's every 12 years. 1954, 66, 78, 90, 2002, 2014, 2026. But I did just read The Faraway Inn, so I might as well use that. And that was published in March of 2026. Whoops, I put fair. The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. Okay, read a beautiful book or a special edition. I'm currently reading Sky of Fire. Read a book by an author who you have multiple times on your TBR. That's easy. So what one did I just finish? Dead Stars Part 2 by Bengali, because I'm sure y'all know by now. I'm trying to read all the Bengali books that I own, and I have quite a few. Next book in a series, I put The Golden Lily, and that's the next book. That was the next book in the Bloodline series, which I could put the last book, because I'm up to the last book now, by Rachel Mead. Okay, read a book by a BIPOC author. I'm going to put The Blueprint on here for this one. I have some that I've already read, but that'll help me to remember to read that one. Read a book featuring LGBTQIA PT plus representation. I just had one. I've actually read a few recently, and they've all been really good. Read a book with a weird or intriguing title. How about Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter? That one's definitely interesting. Very intriguing. Let's see. I mean, Sunday Under Three Heads is an intriguing title, definitely. Everything is Tuberculosis. It's also a weird and intriguing title. I think I'm going to go with that one by John Green. That was an excellent book. And thank you to Lorraine and To Our Own Tune for recommending that book to me, because it was so good. Book with an alliterative title. So I did read A War of Wyverns by S.F. Williamson, which could work, but I could also use Courage is Calling by Ryan Holiday. So I think I'm going to use that one. Read an anticipated release for the upcoming year, and I did that. That was Japanese Gothic. That was amazing, but I already used that up here. So I'll see what else. Oh no, I did just finish one. I just finished it today, and that was Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher, and I think that one came out in March. Read an impulse buy. I do have some of those, but I don't know if I've read any of those recently. That one I'll have to do a little more digging into. Read a book that features a favorite trope. Again, I don't really have a favorite trope. I have some tropes that I enjoy. So, I mean, I like a chosen one trope. I like coming of age. I like second chance romance. So I'll have to look into some of the books that I read and see what trope I want to use for that. Read a book that's set in a location you'd like to visit. This can be fictional. That's awesome. I'm going to have to look at that one a little bit more. Now, I do really want to go to the Prince Edward Island area of Canada, because that just sounds amazing. and visit the whole Anne of Green Gables area. But I've already used that book or that series a couple times on here, so I'll see what else I can find for that one. Read a book you meant to read last year and never got around to. That would have been I Am Legend. That's by Richard Matheson. Okay, and then read a book you were influenced to buy. That one I'll have to think about a little bit too. I did make some great progress on filling this one out for my TBR Takedown, which is awesome. Now I just need to get them all submitted. Okay, series Takedown. I actually have been completely ignoring this one, so I need to get on this one. I know there's no double ups, no rereads, so I can't use the Anne of Green Gables series in this one. But I do still have time because it's the whole year. So since I've kind of focused on this one, next up I'll need to focus on this one a little bit. And then we just get into book clubs and read-alongs and buddy reads and that kind of thing. And then we're kind of at the end and just into the different months. So that's all I have. Oh, wait, no, here we go. I forgot about these ones. And some of the other yearly challenges I have, like the Bridge 4 challenges, I have in Canva. So I have the Bridge 4 ones. I also have, so the series TBR Takedown, I will probably put into Canva. And the Reader's Gauntlet, I have this one in Canva because the Reader's Gauntlet is a lot like Herkiad. So you have like the series Staircase. So you read a standalone, duology, trilogy, quartet, and a pentology. Alphabet challenge, library challenge, things like that. So each of these squares has multiple things going on with them. So I have that one in Canva. So next time I will have to do an update for you on Reader's Gauntlet, the series Takedown, Herkiad, and all of the Bridge 4 challenges that I am doing. But for today, that's all I got for you in my reading journal for all of the different challenges that I'm doing. So I do need to get onto my family challenge. I really need to focus on my physical books to read. Hopefully on my sprints this weekend, I will be able to focus on that a little bit more and get a couple of those books done because I have 3 physical books that I'm currently reading. 2 are owned. 1 is from the library. But for May, I do have 4 more of my owned books that I want to get to. So Dark Matter, The Anti-Inflammatory 30-Day Reset. This one I have on for... Actually, I don't know if I need this one now. I had it on for the Magical Readathon, but the Far Away Inn came in, so I don't think I need this one. But the anti-inflammatory one, I have the Modern Classics of Suspense. I will be reading The Thin Man in this one in May. And then The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So that's another one that I will need to be getting to in May. So hopefully by the end of May, I will have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books knocked off my list for my physical reads. And 1 library book. And then I will stop putting new releases on hold at the library so they randomly come in, and then I drop everything and read that instead of the books I'm supposed to be reading. So hopefully for May and June I will not get sidetracked by library books and just read the books that I own. And that's all I have for you today. Okay, so please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other bookish or planning content. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!